Right. We are going live. Let's see here. Okay. We are going live. I am just making sure that I get all my things squared away. So just bear with me here 1 second, guys. And we are just gonna give people some time to join us because can't have a live without some kind of engagement, right? Hey, Krista from Toronto. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you. We are just waiting for folks to join us. So it's going to be fun today, guys. And let's go live on Instagram. Okay. All right. Fantastic. All right. So we are going live on Instagram on my phone, and then we're going live on YouTube on the channel, and we're also going to go live on Facebook. So let's give people about another 3 minutes. Actually, it is 6:36 p.m. Eastern time, and we are going to wait till 6:39 p.m. Eastern time to start this live. Hey, I think it's Canisia, something like that. But again, thank you for joining. If you're catching me here on the live on Instagram, I'm also streaming on YouTube. So if you want to join me there, by all means, join. We're giving everybody a few minutes here to join the chat before we start. All right. Cool. This is going to be a fun one. We're talking about 3IAtlas. Hey, Michelle. Thanks for joining us. Michelle's coming from YouTube. So fantastic. I love it. I love it. Again, thanks for joining this. We're going to start here in about a minute or two, giving folks just some time. I'm in Eastern time zone, so we got folks from different time zones popping in. I want to give everybody some kind of little bit of a grace so that way they can join. Hey, Kim. Thanks for joining us from YouTube. Okay. We'll be starting here in a minute or two. So, and I'm gonna get all my things. Awesome. Driving home and listening. Thanks, Cassandra. Thank you for joining. But be careful out there. Be careful. You just listen away. Where you made it right on time. Where we haven't started yet. I'm just giving some folks some time um to kind of to join, to pop in. So it's gonna be a fun topic today. We're talking about 3IAtlas. So this would be good. Hey, Jessica Love from YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me today on this live, and everybody else. It's going to be fun. Mental Physical Pro. Thanks for joining us from Instagram. I'm going live on Instagram, but I'm actually on YouTube as well. So if you want to catch me on there, just go to my channel, Beyond the Frequency 369, and you'll be able to find me. So thanks for joining me as well. All right. So Cassandra, you're having your AI uh, phone, I guess, talking back to you, right, based off whatever you're hearing. That's awesome. Occult, what's up, buddy? Thank you for joining me on YouTube. Scorpio ends on Instagram. If you guys are seeing me here and I'm facing in different directions because I'm actually streaming primarily on YouTube. So if you guys want to catch me on my YouTube channel, by all means, do that. That would be awesome. And if you're following me on Instagram, folks, and you haven't subscribed yet to the YouTube channel, please do me a favor. Go to the YouTube channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. Again, the more subscribers, the better. It helps this show reach more people. not just here, CONUS, but also overseas as well. So I can't do this alone without you guys. So I really do appreciate it. Hey, Carlos, thanks for joining us. All right, I think we are pretty good on the attendance here. So let's see here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start this off. Let me get my bearings here, and we will start that show. So, folks, I am going to actually start with my intro, just to kind of get that out of the way. So, if you haven't seen it before, it's pretty cool. Enjoy it. Here we go. What if I told you that everything you know is just the beginning? Beyond the veil of the ordinary lies a realm of hidden knowledge, ancient wisdom, and untapped potential. A place where consciousness expands, reality bends, and the impossible becomes possible. You weren't meant to stay asleep. You were meant to awaken. Open your mind, remember who you truly are, and step with me beyond the frequency 369. Awesome. So there's the intro there. Got that out of the way. And folks, like I mentioned earlier here, if you haven't liked and subscribed or shared this channel with family, friends, anybody who digs this stuff, please, today's the day to do that. We're going to have a great topic that we're talking about, which is 3IAtlas. So we'll talk more into that, a lot of my thoughts, what I think it is. I also want to hear from you. I want to hear from you to let me know, what do you think it is. I'm really curious. This is why I decided to do a live versus an episode, because I want to hear your thoughts. We all have these different thoughts. It's either a comet, it's either a ship. So we're definitely going to get into that. So again, like, subscribe. For folks that are joining me on Instagram, if you're seeing me facing a different direction, because I'm streaming on YouTube as well and Facebook. So if you're subscribed to me on Instagram and you're not subscribed on YouTube, please go over there, subscribe, and stay in one of the platforms, right? Because we're gonna have a great conversation. Folks, as a reminder, I have a website, beyondthefrequency369.com, and you'll find all things about the show, about me as the host, a lot of things about my guests, things that we're doing. I have a book, so let's throw that out there. Actually, let me find that. Here it is. Okay, so yeah, Cesar's Chronicles, The Anunnaki and Us. It's on Amazon. For on the ebook, it's $8.99, and the paperback is $13.99. So it's a great story. Go to the website, read more about it. If you like it, check it out. I guarantee you'll enjoy it. And if not you, I guarantee your kids will. Okay, it's a really cool story. It's a children's book. Okay, big illustrations, little words, good stuff. So I hope you guys can help me out with that. And let's see here. Folks, our goal for the YouTube channel is 5,000. So hopefully we can hit the 5,000 mark before the end of the year. All right. So 5,000 subscribers. Guys, for everybody who's already supporting me, thank you. Huge thank you. All right. Whether you're on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, all the other platforms, Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, just type my name, Beyond the Frequency 369, and you'll find me there. But I cannot do this without you. Okay. So I do my best to bring you guys some good topics, something that I think might be interesting. And you guys love it. You guys really enjoy it. And by supporting me, by subscribing and sharing it with more people, having conversation about it, it really helps to get this show up and running, and everybody can hear about it. Everybody can hear about all the cool stories. Everybody can be introduced to all the cool guests that I have had on. And I just want to. My whole goal, if you guys don't know already, is to help you remember who you truly are before the world convince you otherwise. All right. So it's all about remembrance. a lot of us are going through our waking journey, and we need something. We need maybe a spark, a conversation, a visual. And this is why I bring these amazing, fantastic guests with different abilities, different perspectives, different thoughts and ideas. And it's not about everything that they're saying, it's more about something in their message will trigger a remembrance in you. Okay, it will trigger a remembrance in you. And that's the goal here. If you're like, you know what, I want to start researching this, or I want to go check that out, or I'm curious about this and that. That's what the whole point of this podcast. That's what I want. That's what I want to be able to be the outcome, to encourage you to research, to look, and to not be afraid to remember who you are. Um, Folks, I also have two workshops for True Vision. Now, True Vision is just what I'm calling mindsight, okay? Because it's your true vision, you know, it's your soul eyes. So I have two group workshops, one in November 2nd and one on the 9th. You guys can find these on my website. The very top, there's a tab called Mindsight. Go into that tab, and you'll be able to scroll down and read all about it and reserve your spot there. So I have a few spots left. So, you know, first come, first serve. If you missed the workshop, if you keep scrolling down on that page, you also see that I offer one-on-one workshops as well. So I do private sessions. So you guys can look at that as well, but it's fun. I've been doing this for a few months now. Once I got comfortable to just show people my techniques, the way I practice, and just my confidence to how I ended up opening up my window. I don't want to gatekeep it. I want people to learn how to open up your mind sight window. I was just like most of these folks that are skeptical and is like, what? I mean, the only way that I can see is with my eyes, but threw on the blindfold, went through the process, took some time, but finally my window opened and it's amazing. And I know there's folks out there that you've seen some of my videos and you see that I'm wearing the headpieces. And a lot of you, with validated reason, you guys have made the comments of like, hey, can you do a video without any headphones? Because somebody might be telling me what the cards are and think, and I get it. I'm not mad at it. I get it. I will be asking the same thing too. So yes, folks, I will do a video here soon that's just me without anything on, just me talking to the camera, and see if that helps with you guys. It's not about convincing you that I can do it. All right, that's not what I'm, because I'll lose that battle. I'm not trying to convince anybody. I'm just trying to show and share. And if you're interested, come talk to me, okay? And I think that covers all of that. Any link that I mentioned to you today on this live will be below in the description. And folks, I apologize, but let me get some water here. I've been doing things before we got on the live, so hopefully my voice is still, it still works and stuff. And folks, as a reminder, we are talking today about what if 3IAtlas isn't a comet. That is today's conversation. And let me go here to the comments here. Let's see. All right. So yeah, Cinta, I think I said that right. Okay. Yeah, you just need to remember, and hopefully I have a lot of videos, a lot of episodes, so hopefully something in there helps you guys kind of spark that remembrance, and have you guys give you guys the opportunity to start that path if you're not already on that path already. All right. And Cinta asked, is the workshop online? It is online. I don't do no seminars. I don't ask anybody to fly down across the world to come sit with me and do this. This is all online. So you guys, again, go on my website. You'll see it. You'll reserve the available date and time. and we'll do this, whether it's a one-on-one or a group session. So it'll be fun. So just give it a shot, and also have some testimonials as well on the website for people who have already gone through the courses, and they were gracious enough to send back testimonials. So check that out and see if that helps you out along the way. So all right, folks, let's get to it. Awesome. Folks, okay, I've been seeing a lot of talk lately about 3IAtlas, and I'm sure many of you have too. So you guys, I don't know if you've heard in the news or social media, but everybody believes that tomorrow, October 30th or the 31st, somewhere in between there, we're going to see something. All right. Now, whether we see a comet or a ship, well, we're going to talk about that. Ends New Star, thanks a lot for joining. Let's see, just reading something here. Cool, awesome. All right, cool. I thought there was something here that they were calling my attention for, but yeah, folks, we've been seeing this through all the social media. The news outlets are talking about it. Now, depending on who you ask, the story is completely different. Okay, we have scientists, world leaders, even some astrologers. They're all calling it just another comet passing through. Nothing special. Just space doing what space does. It's a harmless cosmic traveler, as some people have said. We have leaders that have said, "Hey, don't panic. Just another space rock." But many of us in the spiritual and metaphysical world are feeling something just a tad bit different. Okay, there's this pulse, this collective intuition from Atlas. Okay, that it might not be what it appears to be. So some believe it could be a ship, while others say it's a form of consciousness, something, maybe something even ancient that's returning back. Okay. And so that's what we're diving into tonight. And folks, just to be clear, we're not here to claim answers because we don't really know, right? But we're here to wonder. We're here to ask one question. And that question is, what if, right? What if? What if 3IAtlas wasn't a comet, but it was a ship, right? One question that I would have is, where could it be coming from, right? Where could it be coming from? And also, why now? Why now? Why during this exact window in time, the tail end of October 2025, when so much of humanity is already in this confusion state, right? Like we lost control or something, you know? And as always, folks, this is a conversation. This is not a lecture. So I want you to chat tonight, chat it up. Drop a what if in the chat if you're ready to go beyond the frequency 369 with me, okay? And for those of you that are joining me on Instagram, I'm gonna say it again. If you see me facing a different direction, it's because I'm actually streaming on YouTube. So come on board. I try to stream on Instagram, but it comes out all like weird. So this is why I'm doing this. And folks on YouTube that don't know what I'm pointing to, I'm pointing at my phone. So I'm going live on Instagram on my phone here as well. Let's see, anything going on here in the chat. I want to make sure that I acknowledge all of you. Brandon, what's up, buddy? Thanks a lot for joining the conversation. And Carlos, yeah, buddy, here it is. What if? What if? So, all right, folks, let's go back, way back to one of the oldest creation stories on record, the Enuma Elish. Now, if you're not familiar, this is an old ancient tablet written by the ancient Babylonians. Okay. So, in that ancient text, we were introduced to a goddess, the goddess of chaos, known as Tiamat. Now, according to the story, she was destroyed, and from her body, the heavens and the earth were formed. Now, in esoteric traditions, many interpret that story just a little bit differently. they see Tiamat not just as a goddess, but as an actual planet, a living world that once existed between the planet Mars and the planet Jupiter. And I covered a little bit of this on my last live with Bam Heck, where I show you guys a diagram of the asteroid belt and things like that. So when Tiamat was destroyed, her fragments became what we now know as the asteroid belt. So a lot of you should know, if you don't know already, there's an asteroid belt, big giant one, bunch of rocks between Mars and Jupiter. This is what we think is the, well, when I say we, those of us in the esoteric community, what we think is the remnants of Tiamat. And some teachings say that Earth was born from the destruction of Tiamat. So when this planet broke, most of it became the asteroid belt, and a big chunk of it became Earth. So we're like the child of Tiamat, if you will, right? So let's entertain something wild. What if Atlas comes from there? What if Atlas comes from that area? What if it's not random, that it's moving along a path that traces through the same region? Because remember, it, when they were tracking it, it said it was going pretty damn close to Mars, probably the closest that it would ever be to Mars. Who knows? What if they stop by Mars, pick some stuff up or drop something off, right? But in relation to Tiamat and Atlas going right through the asteroid belt, it's interesting, right? If now, if those that lived on that world on Tiamat survived, right, then their consciousness can still remember where they're from. They would have known about Earth. So I'm looking at it as kind of like the Superman story where the planet Krypton explodes, and then you have Superman that was that escaped on a ship. What if an entire civilization escaped from that explosion and went really far? Who knows? I don't know if at the time they knew Earth was still around. Maybe it was still forming. Who knows what happened there? But that's what I'm talking about here. So, and Brandon. So Brandon is asking, what is Atlas? Atlas is the so-called comet, the 3IAtlas. That's the comet that is supposed to be going to be seen and identified tomorrow. So, and this conversation, as a reminder, is talking about, what if it's not a comet? What if it's a ship? Okay. So, folks, maybe Atlas isn't arriving for the first time. Maybe Atlas is actually returning home. So let me know what you guys think. Could Atlas be a messenger, a scout, a memory from ancient world resurfacing back now at a perfect time? Type Tiamat in the live stream, put it in the comments. Let me know if this story, this idea resonates with any of you. Okay. Carlos is saying, I think it's exactly that. It's coming to remind us. Yeah, there's that thought. Danielle says, I don't think it's random at all, especially hearing that it's spraying water, and I've seen pictures of it in different colors. And that's something that kind of, Danielle, that's a good point. I think scientists were saying it was like spewing gallons and gallons of water. Do comets do that? Does anybody here know how comets actually work? If that's what they normally do, let me know, because I don't know. Let's see, Danielle, truth. Water holds memories. What if its water mixes with ours and helps bring back more memories? Wow, that's a great one, Danielle. I love it. For those of you that have seen my channel and seen some of the guests, we've talked about that. Water, this is how, actually, let me not go sidetrack on that. But yes, Danielle, I hear what you're saying. Water cleanses, water holds memory, things like that. This is why they use water to baptize people in a lot of religions as well. So it takes away all the bad, keeps it, and then it reboots you and stuff. So that's what it's saying here, folks. If you're seeing me on Instagram, catch me on YouTube. That's where I'm streaming at right now. So, all right, yeah, Danielle's on the money, Carlos. Absolutely. So, folks, every world, every world goes through a transformation, right? In some fashion. I mean, we've had so many resets, so many floods, and fire and brimstone and things like that, according to these Bible stories and whatnot, right? So, I think we're doing that right now with the whole 3D to 5D mindset, right? Now, maybe Atlas represents the rebirth stage, like a returning of consciousness from the pieces of what it once was. You know, um, maybe they've been tracking this for a long time. Maybe the beings on Atlas, again, we're talking about if it's a ship, there has to be entities in it, right? For some reason, now's the time. Now, when humanity needs us, when humanity needs them the most, is when they're coming back. So that's the real question. Why now? Now, let's talk about this frequency shift, the 3D, 4D, and the 5D. To understand the timing, we've got to look at what's happening here on Earth right now. It's not just climate or politics, it's frequency. There's a lot of energy shifting, right? We hear it all the time. The world is shifting from 3D to 5D, but folks, what exactly does that mean? Do any of you out there listening on the live stream or watching on the playback, do you actually know what that means? What's 3D, what's 4D, what's 5D? Okay. So here's my thoughts on what that is. The 3D Earth is all about the physical. The whole concept of see it to believe it world, right? People here think in terms of separation, scarcity, competition. So they live by what they can measure and touch and things like that. The 4D Earth is where awakening happens. It's where you start to question the script, right? You realize reality is layered, consciousness is energy, and your thoughts do matter. Okay, this is where the messengers, the teachers, and the way showers live. Okay, so some of you are already experiencing and living in that 4D frequency, and then there's the 5D Earth, which is the 5D Earth is pure creation frequency. This is the consciousness that manifests through harmony, compassion, and alignment. So people here aren't they're not trying to escape the world. They're recreating it. So imagine Atlas through those lenses. To the 3D mind, it's a comet. To the 4D soul, it's an energetic event, maybe even a sign of awakening, like that confirmation that you've been looking for. And to the 5D mindset, consciousness, it's a reunion, it's a merging of cosmic families, you know? And that right there might explain why not everyone will see the same thing. So let me actually pause there and see what you guys are talking about here. Danielle is saying Darius J. Wright has made a couple posts about three beings from the 10th realm on it. Very interesting. Okay. So I don't follow Darius, but I hear what he's saying, that Darius, guys, he's an outer body explorer, and he apparently is really good at it. All right. And he goes and talks to these beings. He explores, he leaves his body, he explores other realms. So this is what Danielle is talking about, that he believes that there's three beings on this ship, I would assume, right, coming from one of the 12 realms. Okay, and I talked about this um, in one of my last lives about there being 12 realms, the 13th layer being the firmament or the container of the construct, right? So that's cool. Carlos, you're saying the return of Christ consciousness. Yeah, that could be it too. That could be too. So we're not sure, right? This is what we're trying to investigate. Awesome. Hey, folks on Instagram, thanks for joining me. If you're seeing me facing a different direction, I'm on YouTube. So check me out there or stay right here. I'm doing the same thing, right? Um, so yeah, it's a mindset because I'm thinking that depending on which three of those frequencies you're experiencing right now, that's how you're going to see it. Whatever is coming tomorrow, as they say, October 30th of 2025, whatever's coming, depending on the frequency that you're resonating with or that you're aligned with, it's going to appear to you differently. So if you have a person that's in 3D, 4D, and 5D standing next to each other looking up at the sky, all three of you are going to see something different. If that makes sense to all of you, tell me if that makes sense to anybody. But that's the way I'm seeing it, because your frequency also, alters your perception. If you're not vibrating at a particular, if you're vibrating at a low or a high frequency, you're going to experience reality differently. So for those that are in the 3D mindset, if you think it's going to be a ship, you're going to, you're expecting ding, 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 like metal or, combustion engines, warp drive, whatever. That's what you're expecting, something physical to show up. Where somebody in a 4D or 5D mindset is expecting to see something like light, consciousness, a different frequency or realm. So just keep that in mind. That's the way that I'm thinking, that this could be. So now let's stretch this conversation just a little more. Not like we're not doing it already, but let's imagine, let's use our imagination for sake that Atlas again is a ship, right? It's not made of steel or tech, but something beyond both. Okay, like a living consciousness, a vessel of light, maybe even an extension of mind itself. Okay, so if that's the case, then Atlas wouldn't travel through space the way that we think. It would travel through vibration. All right, because right now everybody is thinking the very physical stuff. Well, there's outer space, the empty void, there's a ship traveling or a comet traveling. That's what that's the narrative that they're giving us. It's traveling through space. But a lot of folks that are in the 4D or 5D mindset, we're not even thinking anything remotely close to physical. This is something beyond that. Um, Brandon is saying that gives me the impression that it's not extraterrestrial, but rather demonic. Well, that's some people believe that. You believe that. You believe it's something demonic. You believe it's something evil. And again, it's about where your mindset is. You know, if you're at a high frequency, then you'll be thinking more of love and light, because the highest frequency is love. So the higher you are in vibration, in alignment, you're going to see a lot of things in the, let's just call it the positive nature. Okay. Love, harmony, peace, friend, that kind of stuff. For some folks who believe things are demonic, then your mindset's of, don't take any kind of offense. But from my understanding, speaking on my behalf, your frequency is a little bit low. Okay, because now you have that fear mindset. Folks, pop quiz. What is the lowest frequency? If love is the highest frequency, what is the lowest frequency? It's fear. Fear. Fear is how the elites control everybody, through fear and loss. So when you raise your vibration, and you align yourself with a higher frequency, you don't fear things. All right. You don't feel the I'm gonna lose this, I'm gonna lose that, you're not gonna have anybody putting their thumb, down on you and controlling you. So, Brandon, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying, just trying to explain to some folks that when you're thinking about it being demonic, I'm not saying you're right or wrong because I don't know, but that's my understanding of that. Okay. So, all right. So let's do that. Folks, water break again. Okay. So, all right. It might, yeah, Carlos, let me put that up for you here. It means we're collectively ready for it. So it's coming into our field. Exactly. You're understanding that. Now to folks, to some, it might look like a glowing comet tail, but we've seen pictures, and actually I had a photo. Let's see. Well, you guys can Google it. Apparently, I guess you guys can Google like Japan Atlas photo. They apparently Japan released. I don't know if it's Japan or not, but that's what a lot of the headlines said, that Japan released a photo from their satellites, and when it went viral because it looks like a spaceship. It does not look like a comet. No tail. It's got a start and an end and a lot of little lights and things like that. Could it be AI or something? I don't know. We don't know what's AI anymore, but it happens. So folks, to others, this could manifest as an energy wave, a sound, even a feeling, or a download. All right. That's if you're in a 4D or 5D mindset. So it might not even be a physical thing that you're actually going to see. You're just going to know. So just be ready for it. Now, regarding this shift of energy, you might have noticed like you've been having more intense dreams lately, strange, pressures in your head, bursts of emotions for no reason. That could be your consciousness syncing or tuning in with whatever incoming wave. All right, because this thing resonates. Okay, so it's wild. Broadcasting Seeds, thanks a lot for joining me, buddy. I appreciate you. Broadcasting Seeds, folks. He has a podcast. You guys go check him out. He's on YouTube. Great guy. Here, I'll put his logo down there so you guys can catch that. Great. If you guys like the cryptids stuff, like werewolves and I don't know, demons and whatnot, that's all, that's what he covers. Bigfoot, he likes Bigfoot, so you guys check him out. Love you, brother, you're awesome. All right, so let's see. Just catching up on the chat. Make sure we're good here. Give me 1 second, folks. Okay. All right, awesome. All right, so where was I? Yeah, so why now, right? I've thought about this a lot. I mean, there's a few possibilities, and I want your take on this. I'm gonna give you guys a couple of ideas, possibilities. I think why now Atlas is heading towards us. I think one, I think humanity is ready. I think we've reached a collective vibration where mass awakening is possible. Not everyone, but enough people to tilt the scale. And I think that they feel it. So, yeah, bring it on. Another possibility would be that Earth is changing. Yeah, folks, I think Earth is changing. Our planet's magnetic field is shifting. You guys can look that up. Solar energy has been intensifying, and frequencies always rising. Okay, so if it's conscious, it could be responding to that call. It's like we've raised our vibrations and frequencies high enough to send out this beacon of saying, hey, we're here, we're ready. You know, we're ready to understand, we're ready to receive you. And I think that's why it's now and not a year ago or a year later. I think right now is the right amount of time. So um another idea would be cosmic timing, just the right time. Every major cycle, like the Mayans, the Vedic, the Egyptians, they all point to this window as a period of renewal. Okay. So maybe Atlas returning now is on schedule. It's on schedule. Now, I like numerology, and we're in the year of nine. What does that mean? Well, 2025 adds up to nine. Now, in numerology, symbolically, nine is, depending on the context, but it symbolizes for either the beginning of something or the ending of something. Okay. The beginning or ending of something, of a cycle, of a habit. A lot of you this year have probably changed your habits. Okay. You've ended a cycle. A lot of you may be beginning something new. Maybe this year was your year of awakening, a rebirth, you know, a remembrance, an awakening. So just keep that in mind. Let's see here. So in the chats, Michelle, actually, hold on me. I want to make sure these things keep disappearing. All right. So with us all waking up, we are uniting again with Mother Nature. There has been a disconnect for a long time. Absolutely, absolutely. And Carlos, I like yours as well. We are creators. Okay, we absolutely are creators. So I appreciate that as well. Yeah, if you guys feel like, I'm curious, type in the chat what frequency you guys think you resonate with. Are you 3D, 4D, or 5D? And there's no wrong answer, there's no judgment, folks. We're just having a friendly conversation here. Just trying to figure out. So show me that energy, 3D, 4D, or 5D. Where do you think that you reside at? Um, Now, I want to take a quick detour because lately there's been a storm of rumors circulating online. You've probably seen them. You've probably seen them too. Okay, so these headlines saying things like planetary defense network activated, or global agencies on alert. And those headlines are paired with a supposed footage of Atlas, or even claims that it's a vessel. So let's talk about let's talk about that phrase for a second. Planetary defense. Okay. We've been conditioned, especially through movies, science fiction, and even government terminology, to associate the words planetary defense with massive weapons. Okay. Laser beams, orbital canyons, fleets of starships to defend Earth from some cosmic threat. That's what we've been conditioned to imagine whenever you say planetary defense. But but now the phrase is showing up in mainstream media outlets like MSN, Fox, you name them, right? All the others. And suddenly they're telling us, no, 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 no. You've got it all wrong. When we say planetary defense, we only mean telescopes, tracking devices, detection systems, just scientific monitoring stuff. Wow. They think we're dumb, right? That's where I have to pause and say this. Wait a second. Wait just a second. If it's all just monitoring, okay, then then if it's just for observation, then why call it defense? Why call it defense? Words matter. We all know, all of you here know how powerful words are. Terminology matters. If the system's true purpose is to monitor, then say something like planetary monitoring network activated, but don't say defense. Am I the only one that just sees something wrong with the terminology that they're using? And then all of these media streams are posting what? They're not posting whatever these weapons are, these defense weapons. They're not even posting what the monitoring technology is. We don't know anything. But what they are posting is Atlas front and center on alert, planetary alert, and then Atlas. Like, this isn't a movie. Or is it? Or is it? It's wild. So just again, if I'm not alone in this, help me out here. Let me know that you also see this or understand this. And if not, no, no problem. No judgment there. And but here's where it gets interesting, because governments are very careful with their words, right? They censor, they silence, they shut down anything that doesn't fit their narrative. So if these rumors, right, of planetary defense being on alert were truly, like, if they're nonsense, if it's fake news, then wouldn't they be quick to stamp it out, to cover it, to bury it, to correct things? Why let it spread? Why let it spread so much? Maybe, just maybe, they can't stop it. Maybe it's part of something bigger that can't be contained. Or maybe they actually want us to keep spinning all these theories to distract ourselves by arguing about what's true and what's not, which is what we're, kind of what we're doing here, right? A lot of podcasters are talking about this too, you know? So either way, it keeps people busy. Okay. It keeps them from asking the deeper questions, like what's really going on. It's that whole magician trick, look over here, but then this hand right here is doing something else, right? I want to see this hand. All right. Every time I go to a magic show and they're doing this, I immediately go to the other hand. I'm like, where's that other hand going? Right. Because that's how they're going to do it. Right. They need two hands. Right. So let me know if you like magic shows as well. Throw that on the comments if you can. And so, and maybe that's the real game. Maybe that's the real game, to flood the collective with so many half truths and distractions. And by the time that we actually get to the truth, or once it appears, we're already too divided. We're already fighting. We're too uncertain, too numb to even recognize what's really there. We'll be too tired. But here's the thing. Truth doesn't stay buried forever, folks. You know this. I know this. It leaks through your dreams, through intuition, through the collective consciousness itself. It's there. We think some people think truth can be buried, but it's not. If you can think about it, it's out in the conscious collective internet, as you will. So whether the rumors about planetary defense are like misinformation or fake news, soft disclosure, or something in between, the point is that something has shifted. Okay. And the very fact that this conversation is even happening publicly everywhere, all around the globe, means that the truth is bleeding through all the cracks. Everybody's getting a piece of it. 3D, 4D, 5D, everybody is hearing about it. That's powerful. Again, maybe this information, this truth, isn't meant to be stopped. So if that's the case, if the truth can't be stopped, then maybe the best thing that we can do is tune into our own frequencies, to recognize it when it shows up. Let's talk about that. Let me go here um to the chats. Let's see here. All right, so Cassandra is saying it's interesting, which I appreciate you, Cassandra. Being shaped with a civilization on it, returning home. I've heard from others it won't land, but will pass by to bring on 3 waves of awakening. That's interesting. That's interesting. I dig that. I believe all truth. Like everybody, any thought, any comment that you think, whether it's, positive or negative, I think it's all true. All right. Why? Because I said it before, we're multi-dimensional beings. Okay. This version of me isn't the only one that exists. This version of you is not the only one that exists. We live in a multiverse, okay, for lack of better terms. We live in every possibility that you can imagine. We exist. Think about think about the think about your dream job, your dream place, your dream house, your dream husband and wife, your dream kids, whatever the best version of you that you can come up with. The fact that you can think about it, that version of you already exists. That version of you already exists. You can't think of something that is not in your field. Okay. Think about that. So if you can think about it, if you can see that best version of you, then all you have to do is tune in. Remember, think about each version of you as a different radio channel. All the channels are all playing at the same time. Some are playing, I'm going back to the radio metaphor, right? Some are playing country, one is playing hip hop, one is doing Spanish music, one is doing opera. They're all playing at the same time. But until you, the observer, the awareness, consciousness, tunes in to one, once you tune in, that's the version that you're in now. That's who you are. So, can you have that best life? Can you tune into that best version of yourself? Absolutely. Just as equally as you can tune in to the worst version of yourself. And that's up to you. Okay. So just keep that in mind here. I kind of went on a tangent there, so I apologize, but sometimes, things just flow, right? So so folks, whether Atlas is a ship or a comet or consciousness itself, what matters most is what it awakens in you. Its energy, its thought, thinking about it, what it awakens inside you. This isn't this isn't about waiting for something in the sky. It's about realizing that the arrival may already be happening inside of your awareness. All right? Understand that. It's not about you looking up and waiting for something physical to just dominate the sky. Big giant shadow like you guys seen on TV. Doesn't mean that. You are the creator being, right? You create the experience that you see. You will create the experience that you perceive. Depends on where you're vibrating at. What frequency are you tuned in? As above is below, as within, so without, right? So what you feel, what you're vibrating like on the inside, it's going to project out. Low frequency, you might just see a comet fly by. That's it. And that's the truth. There was a comet. But if you're in the 4D or 5D, you may experience it completely different. It might just be on a conscious level. You may see something, you may just feel something, you may hear something, but you're going to experience something different. And that too, that experience is also the truth. They're all true. It's up to you. You are the creator being. Okay. So ask yourself, what what has been surfacing for you lately? Think about that. What's been coming up as of late? Let's say the last couple of months, the last three months. What are you what are you being shown to release or expand? Have you started a new hobby? Have you started researching, new esoteric information? Are you going down a rabbit hole that you weren't going down a month ago? There's a reason for all that. And how are you preparing your energy for higher frequencies? Are you putting in any work? Are you meditating? Are you focusing? Are you always arguing? Are you always in the low frequency? Are you always scared of things? You know? Or are you helping people out? Are you helping yourself? Are you always, whenever you speak and you act, is it coming from love? Where is it coming from? Wherever it's coming from, that's the frequency that you're vibrating on. You can't do any other. You can't do it any differently. Okay? If you have hate in your heart, hate's coming out. If you have love in your heart, love comes out. Okay? Remember, not all ships just land on Earth. Okay? Some land through us. And I'm talking metaphorically speaking, regarding consciousness and frequencies. Okay. So not all ships land on Earth. Some of them just, again, flow through us. Here's something, a small exercise that I'd like you guys to try out later on tonight. I want you guys to sit quietly, close your eyes, and imagine the sky above you opening, but not like as a light, okay, but as frequency, as waves. Okay. Now imagine that your heart is a matching tone to that frequency. Breathe until you feel the waves in the sky and your tone, until the two of them harmonize. If Atlas is truly energetic in nature, you'll feel it in your field when you match that vibration. Okay. Try that. Share your experience with me on the comments. I would love to hear what you guys are tuning into, because you're all tuning forks as well. Now, there's also another topic I want to go offline on here. Offline, is that even the term that you say? Off, off my agenda, which is what you guys been hearing about, the government shutdown. Now, I'm not talking about politics, but hear me out here. It's we're being told it's all about budgets, disagreements, political standoffs. But let's step back for a moment and entertain a different perspective. What if the shutdown isn't about money at all? What if it's about Atlas? Again, what if? Okay, go with me, guys. Go with me. What if the shutdown is about Atlas? Think about it. We've seen the world. Well, actually, no, we've actually never seen the world. Scientists, organizations, agencies, the media, we've never seen anybody, the entire planet, get like this, all worked up over what they call a comet. Right? Is it just me? And at the exact same time, multiple governments go quiet, budgets freeze in different corporations, operations start to slow down. It it makes you wonder, could it be that behind closed doors, all hands are on deck? Like they're focusing on something else. They're focusing on something else entirely different. So you, the people, are thinking, oh, they're figuring out, they're behind closed doors figuring out, their arguments, who's right, who's wrong, blah blah. That's a lot of us think, right? But in reality, what if they're actually just, what if they're throwing that out there so you guys can just focus on that and not about what's incoming? Stacy, she is saying, yeah, and NASA isn't going to capture Atlas. No, you're absolutely right, Stacy. NASA is not going to tell you jack squat. All right. Correction. Actually, I'm wrong. They are going to tell you something, but it's whatever their narrative is. That's, guys, how many of you on this live chat, or how many of you watching on this playback, how many of you have the opportunity, the luxury to go out into space? And I say space because you guys should know by now my standing on that. A lot of us don't. If you do, talk to me. Matter of fact, yeah, you know what? Matter of fact, I want to interview you. If you have the luxury to go to space, I want to talk to you. Write me, email me, find me. I'm not hard to find. I want to interview you because I have a lot of questions. So, because a lot of us won't be going into space, then the powers to be that control our understanding of space, they have free reins, folks. They have free reign. They can tell you whatever they want. They can tell you, hey, above the blue sky, it's actually pink. How will you argue that point? You're just going to be like, okay, right? They can tell you anything. They can tell you there's this thing flying from interstellar space. They told us it's coming from interstellar space, from beyond the limits. They told us that. Now, I do respect that a lot of you also say, well, why would the government lie to us? Why would they lie to us? Why would the scientists and astrologers all lie to us? I would then ask you this question: why not? They have the opportunity. Why not? Some of them say, oh, because we want to control chaos and panic. Okay. Is it gonna affect me and I'm gonna be all chaotic and panic? Not me. How about you? A lot of you, from what you've said, you're ready. So who are they vouching for? It's not you. It's not the public. Okay. Michelle says, yeah, they're trying to create fear so everyone stays in a low vibration. Yeah. That's exactly. I agree with that. Absolutely. Could the number one priority, folks, be Atlas? That's what I want to know. Because if this object, whatever it is, truly challenges everything that we thought that we actually knew about our place in the universe, then wouldn't it make sense that all attention shifts towards it? Yeah. If it's that important. I haven't seen so many people riled up for a comet. And it's so weird because they all the governments, right? They collectively as a planet, we have this technology that can see like, pin drops in the far galaxy somewhere. And you're going to tell me that you don't know what it is? Folks, let me tell you a little secret here. They've been known. They've known for a long time. When they tell you, when they're like, oh, hey, we just found out. No, you did not just find out. You've known. Now you're ready to divulge whatever it is, right? That's how it works, folks. You don't have to believe me. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just sharing my understanding of things. Now, over the past few years, we've watched something extraordinary happen. Okay. Information that used to be classified or dismissed as conspiracy has been openly acknowledged, passed around, disseminated. We've heard officials say, yes, UFOs are real. Yes, we've recovered unexplained technology. Yes, we've studied non-human, physiologies, psychic abilities, interdimensional phenomena. Yes, we've done all of that. So at this point, there's no denying that the things that once labeled as a myth or fiction are real. That means the question is no longer, is it real? I think the question now is, how do you choose to see it? How do you choose to see it? Do you see it as a friend, an ally, a mirror, maybe even a teacher? Or do you see it as a foe, a threat, something to fear and fight? Because for some reason, people just love that. They love the adrenaline. Let's destroy things that we don't understand. Let's just, you know, I don't want to talk to it. We do that with things, and we do that with each other. We do that with people. Why? Why is the first reaction to the unknown is that it's here to hurt me? Why? Who taught us that? Who taught you that? Society did. Society did. And folks, I'm gonna say a little bit. And religion is this thing on religion. Religion taught us that too. Okay, love one another, right? Oh, but wait a minute. There's a small text underneath that. Love one another if you follow the same religion. Yeah, that's what it is. Everybody else, they're bad. They're evil. Come on, folks. We're creator beings. We shape reality through our perception. Okay. So whatever we collectively decide that something is, it becomes it. And I think we're ready. I think a lot of us are awake. So I think a lot of us are going to see something fantastic. So that shutdown, if you guys think that the shutdown is because of Atlas, let me know. Let me know, because I'm curious. All these headlines are going to be unfolding. Shut down planetary defenses, strange objects in the sky. But remember this: it's not just what's happening out there; it's what we choose to believe it means, folks. Because consciousness itself is the true control center of this reality. That's how this reality works. Collectively, our consciousness, we think it and becomes it. If we think the world is going to shit, it will. If we think everything's amazing, then it'll be amazing. You've all experienced that individually. As individuals, how many of you have woken up in a very negative mood for whatever reason? I have too. Everybody has. Then you trip over the bedpost. You lose your keys. You hit every red light down the way to work or whatever the case is. You're already thinking, "Oh, why is this all happening to me?" No, you're happening to you. You are happening to you. As soon as you wake up, if you feel like things are a little bit off, don't look outside of you. Don't look at the universe and say, "What's going on?" Look at the you inverse. Look back into yourself and say, "Let me calm myself down." Take 3 deep breaths. I tell that to my kids. Take deep breaths in and out. Refocus. Reset it. It doesn't have to continue going bad. Keep that in mind, folks. Folks, I've held on to this conversation just a little bit too long, and as we close down tonight's conversation, I want you to hold on to one thing. You don't have to believe everything. Everything that was said here, you don't have to believe any of that. That's not my objective. That's not my point. Just stay open enough to wonder. Just stay open enough to wonder. Tomorrow's going to be such a really important day for some of you more than others. Tomorrow might just be a regular day. A big chunk of flaming rock passed by your people NASA, your government, has told you, hey, it's all good, everything's done. You're like, all right, great. I'm gonna go Chick-fil-A or whatever, grab me something to eat. 3D. Okay. But for those experiencing, for those existing right now in the 4D or 5D mindset, I'm excited. I'm excited for all of you. I'm excited for all of us. Let's see. Let's see what's out there. Every great awakening starts with curiosity. Okay. Tomorrow might be that day. So as we head into the end of this month, folks, of October, keep your eyes on the skies. Yes, absolutely. But even more importantly, keep your awareness tuned inward, not outward, inward. The universe, it reveals itself to those that are curious, to those that are open, and the ones willing to see beyond the obvious. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight to hear me rant, for adding your energy, your insights, your questions. If this live got you thinking, share it, comment. Okay, let this resonate. Let's see where it goes. I enjoyed this one. This was good. This was good. Folks, as always, I love you. I see you. I hear you. I am you. Continue to ask questions. Don't be afraid to pull back the curtain and take a deeper look. Push forward, always reaching beyond the frequency.